Hey, good day, folks. Welcome to another video. Well, as we all very much realize, times out here are tough. And due to these tough times, a lot of people are having to make some very tough decisions. Some people are ending up in these streets, living in their vehicles because they have to, because rent prices have gotten so ungodly high. And many of these people are not in a financial position to purchase. Which, of course, right now, if you purchase, you're going to pay a crap load of money on your mortgage too. So you got people that are homeless because basically they have to be. But how about the individuals who choose to be homeless? I mean, some of these people that are homeless or they're homeless or they're living out of their vehicle. They're not doing it. They're not doing it because they have to. They're doing it because they choose to. For whatever reason, you got some people that choose to live out of their vehicle. Now, my question to you guys is there anything wrong with that decision to choose to live out of your vehicle? Is there anything wrong with that decision? Now, I'm going to play a 38-second video of a man that is living out of his vehicle, and he's going to tell you why he is living out of his vehicle. And then I'm going to come back with my commentary on that short video. So I will be right back.
I had to do this all over again, I was still gonna choose to be homeless. I got the freedom to be anywhere I want when I want. I live for free. I still got all the necessities of life. A shower, a toilet, food, a stove, fridge. I can spend my money on whatever I want. Wake up with the freedom of knowing that my money is going to what I want it to, not what it has to be going to. A lot of people don't realize that they stress in life because they make things more complicated than they are. When you learn to look at things for what they are instead of what you want them to be, you learn how to navigate. I picked my main things that made me happy and what I needed, and that's where I'm at. Happiness.
I just want to give a quick shout out to that TikToker on that video that y'all just watched. If you want to go check him out and show him some love, the name of his TikTok channel is They Love Otto. Let me spell that for you. TheyLoveOtto. So go check him out. Show him some love. I just wanted to, give him some credit for his content since I'm using it on my channel. So now we'll get to the rest of the video. Alright, now that we all watched this video together, I'm going to give this man the benefit of the doubt and assume that he is living out of his vehicle because he chooses to, not because he has to. And honestly, I'm not gonna. For starters, anyone that chooses to live out of their vehicle, I don't knock them for that. For me, if I were to live out of my vehicle full time, it would have to be something that I would do because I have to do it, not because I want to do it. As for those of you guys that have been following me, you guys realize that I live out of my van part time because I love to travel. But would I want to live out of my van full time? Not at all. Now that man lives out of his car. He doesn't even have an SUV or a van. He's got just a regular car. And I couldn't tell whether that was a coupe or a sedan. I mean, whether it's a coupe or a sedan, I guess it doesn't really make much of a difference. The fact of the matter is he's living out of a car. Now, I don't know how tall he is. He's probably not that tall. But I could be wrong. But I know for me, I'm about 6 feet tall. And the whole car thing wouldn't be comfortable. Now, just by looking at his video, it looks like he may have rearranged his back seat to where he's able to lay down in his car at least somewhat comfortably. Now, me personally, if I were to elect to live out of my vehicle full time, I would have to have a specific reason for living out of my vehicle. I would have to have a specific goal for living out of my vehicle. And for those of you, and I kind of discussed this, I want to say a couple of weeks ago, but I'm going to discuss it again on this video. For those of you that are looking to live in your vehicle, because for lack of better terms, you don't really want to work, you prefer to be lazy, I would not encourage you to live out of your vehicle only for that reason. Hoping that if you live out of a vehicle, you don't have to work as much. So therefore, you don't need to earn as much. For me, to me, that would be a lousy reason to live out of a vehicle. Because that day might come to where either A, you might get severely ill, or something might transpire in your life to where you need to be set up in some sort of a sticks and brick structure. And if you've been living out of your vehicle and you have not been working during that time, when it comes time for you to get set up in a sticks and brick structure, you're not going to have the money. So you're going to put yourself in a situation to where you're going to live out of your vehicle, not because you want to at that point, but it's going to be your only choice, which is going to suck. So I would say if you're going to live in your vehicle, I would say continue to work. In fact, if you're the age of that man that was on that video, he looks like he's younger, maybe in his late 20s, early 30s. I can't tell, I'm bad at age. But he looks younger. And if you're his age especially, and you're choosing to live in your vehicle, hopefully in the case of that man, he has not one job, but 2 jobs. And he's working a minimum of 60 hours a week. Now, some of you are probably thinking, well, why am I being so harsh on this man? This man's got the right to live his life the way he wants to live his life. You're 100% correct, he does. However, I can almost guarantee that that man one day, as he gets older, he's going to wake up and get sick and tired of living out of his car. He might wake up one day and decide, you know what? I want to live in sticks and bricks again. Or maybe he might go out and just completely, he might go out and meet somebody. And sometimes you might tell yourself, sometimes as men, we might tell ourselves, nah, man, we ain't trying to date. We're not looking to date. We're completely happy and content being single. And then you go out somewhere, and when it's the very least expected, guess what? You might meet the woman of your dreams. Or you might at least meet a woman that you vibe with. A woman that maybe after dating her for 6 months or a year, you might be like, man, she's an awesome woman. I can see myself and her being together for the long term. And in that man's case, he might very well meet a woman like that. And if he does, and he decides one day that he would like to, change the environment. He would like to change his lifestyle and live slightly better than living out of a car, because maybe he wants to set something up to where him and his, I'll just say, future wife can live a comfortable life. Now, if he continues to live in his vehicle and he's not working enough hours and earning enough money to where he's able to pay all his bills and save a substantial amount of money, he's going to have those ideas, but he will not be able to realize any of those ideas. So I would say if you choose to live the van life or the car life, or you choose to live in an RV, I don't give a damn if you choose to live in a freaking tent. My suggestion is to keep working, keep earning regular income. In fact, like I said, work two jobs. Work your butt off. Save a crap load of money. That way, when that day comes that you choose for whatever reason to no longer desire to live in a vehicle and to live in sticks and bricks again, you will have the option to go back to sticks and bricks, whether it be renting an apartment or a house, or rather be going out here and purchasing something. You will at least have that option. I mean, there's a lot of people that might start off, they might start off doing van life or living in an RV and boondocking, and then after several years, they save some money, at least enough for a down payment on a house, or maybe a down payment on some land, and then they become a homesteader. You guys get the idea. So, me personally, I would never encourage anybody to adopt the vehicle life without having a clear, concrete plan of what they're going to do during that time that they're living out of their vehicle, as opposed to living in sticks and bricks and paying rent or a mortgage. I would encourage people living the vehicle life to have a concrete plan of what they're going to do with the money that they earn. Of what they're going to do with the money that they earn, that they save on housing. I would encourage people that live the vehicle life to work a minimum of 40 hours a week. Or if you're working a job that doesn't pay a whole lot, work 60 hours a week. And I know people are going to be like, well, I live in a vehicle because I want to travel the country. Okay, great, travel the country. And while you're traveling, find some means legally to earn a crap load of money. So one day when you get sick and tired of traveling and you want to take a little break, you're able to take a little break in comfort. You don't have to sit around at Love's truck stop. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. What I'm saying is, many people that adopt the van life or the RV life at some point get sick and tired of living like that, because of all the inconveniences that goes with living out of a vehicle. I mean, after a while, you're probably gonna get sick and tired of having to sleep at a truck stop to save some money, and then having little to no privacy. After a while, if you're living out of a car like that man in the video is living out his car, you're going to get sick and tired of not being able to get up and walk around without having to go outside and have no privacy, and plus have to deal with the elements. And if you all notice, that man had his shirt off. His shirt was probably off while he was recording that video, because wherever he's at, just like it is in most of the country right now, it's still summer. It's still hot outside. So he has his shirt off because it's still hot outside. And I'm pretty sure he even has his car windows rolled down too. And I can almost guarantee that one day he's going to, I don't know where he lives, but if he's living in a climate that's warmer, kind of like where I'm living in Alabama, he might wake up one day in the middle of July and decide, you know what? I'm trying to sweat my ass off. It's hot as shit outside. I'd rather be somewhere in a building with some air conditioning to where if I want to, I can get up and walk around in the privacy of my home and be comfortable. Now, maybe this man might be one of these individuals that you see on Bob Wills, talking about how nice van life is, how comfortable car life is, how much he loves it, and he would never go back to sticks and bricks. Now, I'm not knocking Bob Wills for his channel. I love his channel. I ain't gonna lie. I think the man makes good content. He works hard for what he don't work hard to build his channel. So I take my head off to Bob Wills. But at the same time, some of the people who he interviews, I don't know, man. I think some of the people who he interviews, I think they capping. When they tell Bob Wills how much they love van life, how much they love car life, how much they enjoy life living out of a Toyota Prius when they 6 feet tall. I don't know, man. To me, I think they capping. I think some of these people are capping. I think they're living the way they're living because they have to. It's out of necessity because they're money funny. And again, I'm not knocking people for living like that. I'm not being judgmental. I mean, we all human. We all make mistakes, myself included. I'm just putting the word out that some people that you see on these larger channels being interviewed, living out of a vehicle of some type, some of these people are capping when they say that they love the vehicle life. They're capping. Some of them. So on that note, hopefully you guys got something out of the video today. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you like what I do, give videos like this a thumbs up. If you haven't done so, subscribe to the channel and stay blessed.